The day you got diagnosed with endometriosis, what did they tell you? Probably something like this. You have endometriosis, it's when tissue similar to the uterine lining grows outside the uterus. We'll manage it with hormones and maybe surgery later. And that was it. They gave you a name, they didn't give you an understanding. They didn't tell you why your gut was acting up, why you were exhausted all the time, and why some days your brain felt like it was wrapped into cotton. They didn't tell you that this wasn't just a period problem. They didn't tell you that everything you were experiencing was connected to each other. Today, I'm going to tell you what endometriosis actually is. Not the textbook definition and not that 5-word explanation a doctor gave between patients. The real picture. The one that finally makes sense of everything you have been feeling. And more importantly, the one that shows you why healing is possible. So, stay with me. Endometriosis is when the tissue similar to the uterine lining grows outside the uterus. This is technically true and also deeply incomplete. It's like saying a house fire is when the woods get hot. Yes, that's a part of it, but it doesn't explain why the fire started, why it kept spreading, or why the smoke is filling the room that aren't even near the flames. There's an old saying about icebergs. What you see above water is 10%. What's below is 90%. Now, when doctors talk about endometriosis, they focus on the 10%, the lesions, the tissue, the thing they can see it on the scans or during surgery. But the 90%, the immune system dysfunction, the chronic inflammation, the gut disruption, the nervous system changes, the hormonal chaos. That's all underwater, and that's where the real disease lives. So when someone tells you endometriosis is just tissue growing in the wrong place, they're describing the tip of the iceberg. They're not telling you the entire mountain of ice beneath the surface that actually is steering the ship. Here's what endometriosis actually is: a chronic, systemic, inflammatory condition. Let me break that down. First, chronic. It doesn't just flare and disappear. It's ongoing. Your body is in a constant state of low-grade battle. Second, systemic. It affects your whole system, not just your uterus, your gut, your brain, your immune function, your energy, everything. Third, inflammatory. The core driver isn't just tissue, it's inflammation. A fire burning quietly, constantly disrupting everything in its path. Now, when you understand this definition, suddenly everything makes sense. The brain fog, inflammation crosses the blood-brain barrier. The exhaustion, your immune system is working overtime. The digestive issue, your gut is the part of same inflammatory storm. And you're not falling apart randomly. Your body is responding to the one condition that touches everything. Now, here's the question everyone asks. Why? Why is my body doing this to me? And honestly, this is where most explanations fail you. Because they make it sound like your body made a mistake, like something is broken, defective, or wrong. I don't see it that way. Let me tell you a story. A family had a guard dog. Excellent dog. Loyal, protective, did its job perfectly. One day, the family moved to a new house. Safe neighborhood, no threats. But the dog did not know that. Every night, it would bark, growl, pace, guard the doors. The family couldn't sleep. They got frustrated. What's wrong with this dog? They said. Nothing was wrong with the dog. The dog was doing exactly what it was trained to do: protect against danger. The problem was no one told the dog that the danger had already passed. Your immune system is that guard dog. At some point, it learned to fight, to inflame, to protect. Maybe it was chronic stress, unprocessed trauma, gut infections, environmental triggers, hormonal shift. Whatever the cause, your body's defense system got stuck in that on mode, and now it's guarding against a threat that may not even exist anymore. This is exactly what Nitisha discovered. She came to us with PCOD and PCOS and endometriosis, stomach pain that wouldn't quit. But here's what she said after just 1 month. Now I can know how my body reacts to what activities I do. I'm feeling better. My stomach pain has been reduced to a greater extent. Did you catch that? I can know how my body reacts. She didn't just get the treatment, she started understanding her body's language. She learned what triggered the guard dog, what calmed it down, and what made it bark louder. And she said something else that matters. Sessions with Dr. Fiza helped me control emotions which impact the endometriosis. Impacting endometriosis isn't this just woo, it's biology. When your nervous system is calm, inflammation reduces. When emotions are processed, the guard dog can finally rest. Now, let's talk about those invisible connections, the underwater part of the iceberg. Because once you understand these, you'll never see your body the same way again. Connection number one, your gut and your estrogen. Here's something wild. Your gut bacteria, yes, those tiny little organisms in your intestine, they directly affects your estrogen levels. So there's a collection of gut bacteria called the estrobolome. When these bacteria are out of balance, they produce an enzyme that recycles estrogen your body was trying to eliminate. Your liver packages up excess estrogen and says, okay, we are done with this, throw it out. But your imbalanced gut bacteria says, wait, we can use this. And they unpack it, send it back into circulation. More estrogen, more inflammation, and more endo. So when you have digestive issues alongside endo, it is not a coincidence. It is a connection. Connection number two, your lesions make their own hormones. Yes, so here's another thing that nobody mentions. Endometriotic lesions contain an enzyme called aromatase that produce estrogen inside the tissue itself. Your blood test can say normal estrogen, meanwhile your lesions are bathing in locally produced estrogen, growing and inflaming. The body test checks the river. The factory is a hidden upstream. This is why your hormones are fine can be the most frustrating sentence you hear. And it's not the whole picture. Connection number three, your pain system learns pain. Now this one is crucial, especially if you had surgery and you still feel that pain. When a body experiences chronic pain for months or years, your spinal cord and brain actually changes. They amplify the pain signals and lower the threshold. Scientists call this central sensitization. It's like someone turned up the volume knob on your nervous system and then broke the dial. Even after lesions are removed, your nervous system can keep firing. The disease trained your brain to feel pain. So this is not saying that your pain is imaginary. This is saying that your pain is neurological, real, and documented and requires different treatment than just removing the tissue. There's a joke. A man checks into the hotel, the room is cold. He calls the front desk and said, please turn up the heat, I'm feeling cold. They say, sir, the thermostat is in your room. He says, I know, but I want you to fix it. Every day he calls, still cold, fix it. They send maintenance, they check the heater, everything was working fine. Finally, someone asks, sir, did you actually adjust your thermostat? He says, no, I assumed it was broken. This is what happens when we only treat endo from the outside. The thermostat, which is your nervous system, your gut, your stress response, is in your room. Doctors can send maintenance all day, but until someone adjusts what actually is in your control, the room stays cold. So here's the question that haunts every woman with endo. Why do some women get better and others don't? Same disease, same treatment, different outcomes. Why? Because healing from endometriosis isn't about finding that one magic thing. It's about addressing the whole iceberg, which is the 10% and the 90%. Let me tell you about Anupriya. She was diagnosed in 2023. Had laparoscopic surgery for a chocolate cyst. Her symptoms were mild, but she wasn't naive. She knew surgery doesn't guarantee the cyst won't come back, which is true. So she joined HIC, not because she was desperate, but she was smart. Here's what she says. It's a holistic approach that combines education, dietary guidance, physical activities, stress management, and mental health support. Education, diet, movement, stress, mental health. 5 things, not one pillow, not one surgery. 5 interconnected pieces. And then she said something that gives me chills. The whole of 2024 was a roller coaster journey with my anxiety at its peak. After diagnosis, after 1 month, I can feel my strength is increasing. I sleep better and I am able to manage my emotions too. Her anxiety was at its peak after diagnosis. This was so common. This is actually very common and so rarely addressed. You get diagnosed with a chronic condition and suddenly you are terrified. Will it get worse? Will I get surgery again? Can I have children? Is this my life now? That anxiety, it feeds the inflammation. The guard dog barks louder. But when Anupriya addressed the anxiety along with the diet, alongside the movement, now she says, now my pain is almost vanished. Almost vanished. Like not managed, not better, almost gone. Kiran was diagnosed with endometriotic cyst and PCOD. Her pain was so severe that she couldn't get out of the bed, couldn't do the basic work. After working with our team, she followed proper diet, guidance, emotional support. Her pain reduced by 75%. And she also says that I hope that in future this pain will be reduced up to 90%. So what I love about this is the hope. 75% reduction and she is still not defeated. She's not saying that I guess this is as good as it gets. She's saying this is working. There's more possibility to it. Because when you understand that endo is systemic, you understand that healing is progressive, layer by layer, connection by connection. So what does healing from endometriosis actually looks like? It's not a cure, I won't lie to you, and there is no magic wand to it. But it's also not just live with it. That's not just acceptable either. Healing looks like this. Understanding your body's language, like Nitisha, knowing what triggers flares, what calms them down. Addressing the whole system like Anupriya, diet, movement, stress, emotions, education, all of it. Progressive improvement like Kiran, 75%, now aiming for 90%, month by month, the pain loosens its grip. Freedom from fear, like all three of them not waking up wondering what will today bring, but knowing you have tools and support and understanding. So let me give you the definition of endometriosis one more time. Not the textbook version, the real one. Endometriosis is a chronic inflammatory condition that affects your whole body, your gut, your hormones, your nervous system, your immune function, your emotions. It is driven by inflammation, hormonal imbalances, and often nervous system dysregulation. It is not just tissue in the wrong place. It is not just a bad period. It is not something you just have to live with. It is something that responds to comprehensive root cause care. It is something that thousands of women have learned to manage, reduce, and in many cases, almost eliminate. You just need the right tool and the right map for it. So now you know what endometriosis actually is, not the tip of the iceberg, but the whole mountain. You know about gut bacteria connection, the estrogen recycling, the nervous system volume lock, the inflammation that runs through everything. You know why some women heal and others stay stuck? And most importantly, you know that you are not broken. Your body isn't malfunctioning. It's just miscommunicating. The guard dog isn't crazy. It's just that it needs to know the danger has passed. The thermostat is not broken. You just need to learn how to adjust it. Just like the man. If this video finally made things click for you, and if you are tired of being told your numbers look fine, when you feel anything but fine, if you want to address the whole iceberg but just not the tip, we are here. We have created the ultimate Endo Mastery Bundle, which consists of a detailed course talking about all the symptoms and solutions of endometriosis, and you get a detailed consultation with one of our experts. This will help you to translate what your body is trying to say, to calm the guard dog, to finally adjust the thermostat, to finally help you understand that endometriosis is not a life sentence, it's a language. And today you started learning to speak it. So click on the link below in the description to get your hands on the consultation and the course. We'll see you on the other side.